Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a little piece of geometric magic. What if you could have a puzzle, a toy, and a desk organizer all rolled into one incredible object?
So let's start with a classic brain teaser. Could you actually slice up a simple square and then put those same pieces back together to make a perfect 8-sided octagon? It really does sound like a magic trick, right? But is it possible?
Well, take a look at this. On the left, we've got a square pen holder. On the right, an octagon one. But here's the twist. What if I told you they are the exact same object? Yep, that's the amazing transformation we're going to unpack right now.
So how on earth does this shape-shifting actually work? Well, the secret is all in the design. Let's peel back the first layer of this mystery.
Okay, so at first glance, these just look like solid, rigid containers, right? You see a square, you see an octagon. They seem like totally separate things. But, appearances can be pretty deceiving.
Because, check this out, the entire thing is actually one single, flexible chain of connected pieces, all linked up by hinges. This incredible design is the key that unlocks the whole transformation. It's not a bunch of different parts, it's one clever, connected system.
All right, you've seen the secret. Now it's time for the main event. Let's actually watch this thing perform its magic trick.
So we start here, with all the pieces folded up nice and neat into a perfect square. And you can see that smaller gray square fits right there in the middle, making it a totally stable, functional shape.
Now watch what happens as you start to unfold the chain. The walls just pivot on their hinges, opening up and flowing around that centerpiece. You can already see a brand new shape starting to emerge. And boom, there it is. The chain wraps all the way around and clicks into place to form a perfect, stable octagon. A complete transformation from 4 sides to 8 just by reconfiguring that one single piece. How cool is that?
So we've seen the what's and the how, but what about the why? This isn't just random folding. There's some really elegant math that makes it all possible. Let's take a look behind the curtain.
This whole idea is based on a classic type of geometric puzzle called a dissection. The theory is you can cut one shape into a very specific set of pieces and then use those exact same pieces to build a completely different shape. In this case, it's the magic of turning a square into an octagon. Now this right here is where the real genius is. The entire trick hinges, and yeah, I mean that literally, on the super precise mathematical relationship between the big outer shape and that little inner square. If that ratio is off by even a tiny bit, the whole thing just won't work.
Which of course leads us to the big question, what is that secret relationship? How do you know exactly how big that inner square needs to be to make the magic happen?
And this is it. This is the secret code. This formula tells you the exact size of the inner square relative to the outer one. It's not a guess. It's a perfect calculation that guarantees all the pieces line up perfectly in both shapes. This equation is pretty much the blueprint for the entire magic trick.
But this is way more than just some abstract puzzle, though. This design takes that cool mathematical theory and turns it into something incredibly fun and genuinely useful.
And a creator really put it perfectly. This design takes that classic problem to a whole new level. It's not just a puzzle anymore. It's a functional ninja caddy for your desk. And honestly, it's a fantastic hands-on tool for teaching geometry. And just look at it in action. So whether you're feeling like a square or you're in an octagon kind of mood, this caddy has you covered. It holds all your pens and pencils perfectly in either shape. You basically get 2 desk organizers in one.
And here's a really fun little detail. It can even hold your stuff while it's in the middle of transforming. It's this dynamic, interactive object that's actually useful at every single stage of its movement.
Okay, now for what might be the best part. This isn't just something to look at online. You can actually make one of these for yourself.
This whole thing starts its life as just a digital file on a computer, and it's specifically designed to be brought to life with a 3D printer. This makes all this magic accessible to pretty much anyone.
So for anybody out there thinking of printing it, here are the key details. The large model takes about 13 hours. You're going to want a resolution of 0.2 millimeters or better, and you can use standard or even flexible filaments. And a little pro tip, you might need a small screwdriver just to loosen up the hinges after it's printed so they move nice and smoothly.
And the best news of all is that the creator has generously shared the 3D model files online for you to download. We've gone ahead and put the link right in the description below so you can get started on your own shape-shifting caddy.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. This whole thing started as a mathematical curiosity and became this incredibly clever desk toy. It really makes you wonder, What other everyday objects are just sitting around, waiting to be completely reimagined with a little bit of mathematical magic?